Welcome back to part 7 of our renovation.
Home crap home.
After endless procrastination, we are finally tackling the kitchen. So here's a walk down memory lane that I wish I could forget. Everything was absolutely filthy, just like everywhere else, and there were countless layers of water-damaged, rotted floors. The exposed brick that I was so excited about was actually fake and glued to crumbling asbestos-filled mortar, and we panicked and covered it with more mortar, but now we're learning that may have been a mistake, so we'll get back to that next time. First, we added subfloor to cover the original hardwood since it wasn't in great shape, and after already repairing and replacing several other walls, we learned that the walls we thought were fine were not. There was poorly installed drywall directly over moldy plaster and lath, and of course more wallpaper, so that came out and was totally replaced. Knowing we had to wait a while to continue in the kitchen, we covered every wall in primer to avoid looking at the 6 different colors of the walls that made up the room. The ceiling was patched at some point incorrectly and was completely uneven, and we weren't sure what the best solution was going to be without tearing the entire ceiling down. So while I got to go to South Carolina to visit my parents, Nick and his dad worked their butts off to surprise me and added a gorgeous coffered ceiling. They did a lot of other things too, and I could not be more grateful. This project was one that I was completely dreading, and it turned out amazing. Nick even recorded some videos of the process. How did I get so lucky? Then we finally moved on to the floors. The entire ordeal was a total nightmare. We made tons of mistakes, and our backs hated us. We had to level the floors before doing tiles, so we used self-leveling mortar and some off-brand Schluter, followed by more mortar, which managed to create the world's ugliest kitchen floor. I also painted the entire kitchen, but I only took one video. Oops. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse that we live so close to Home Depot, but once we got all of the absolutely necessary supplies, we finally began to do our tile. I'm begging everyone out there who's relatively new to the world of do-it-yourself renovations, do not choose 2x4 foot tiles as your first tiling project. Don't do it. We naively thought that it would be easier to work with larger tiles, but these were a beast to cut to size and maneuver. It made leveling them way more difficult and tense, and we couldn't do it in sections as easily as we could have with smaller tiles. But we survived, and so far, so has the tile. We're thankful that it's over, and we'll now be moving on to trim and then hopefully bringing the cabinets in. It's been a long road, and we still have a lot to do, but I just keep telling myself it could be worse. See you next time for part 2 of the kitchen.
Ha ha ha!